Yeah, Gene, I disagree with you because, like, when Jace was talking, I was like, to his mom and complain, I was like, someone tell this little bastard to chill.
Oh! Yo, wow, that's relax, man.
Chill. All right. Hey y'all, welcome to Real Relatives, the podcast where three siblings dive into the world of TV and film. My name is Tosin.
And I am Penny Carmichael.
And I am Gene Rogers.
And we are the Real Relatives.
Welcome back, Reallys.
Reallys?
Those are our fans.
That was really bad.
Let's workshop it. Why don't we call them our relatives?
I thought about that, but then I was like, are they our relatives? Extended fam?
Oh, okay.
Welcome back to the extended fam.
Yeah.
No. Welcome back, extended fam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're there.
Okay, family.
On today's episode, we're going to be discussing episodes 4 through 8 of season 2 of House of the Dragon for our binge. And for our banter section, we will be giving our predictions for the 76th Television Academy Awards, aka the Emmys.
How prestigious.
But before we get into all that, let's kick it off with the quote of the day.
Woo! I'm ready.
All right. So today's quote is, "Lack of talent, lazy Olympic champion." No, I'm kidding. No, but I just wanted, that was one of the most iconic quotes.
Shout out to Simone.
Simone Biles.
She's that girl.
The real quote of the day is, "They climbed on the backs of dragon friends. Now the adventures never end."
Oh, I know it.
I repeat. They climbed on the backs of their dragon friends. Now the adventures never end.
Not you adding there like it's gonna make a difference. I already know what it is.
Okay.
So Gene can definitely
Yeah,
go
I'll
first.
go. I'm going to guess Dragon Tales.
Okay. Toast.
Dragon Tales is my guess.
Okay.
I'm kind of surprised Gene got
I'm in the
that
race.
one. Nice. Well, not nice because I didn't want to tie. Olympic state of mind. Gold medal, baby.
Clearly the Olympics are going on
Yeah.
right
Oh yeah.
now.
Olympics are going on, and it's Tosin's whole personality right now.
I'm obsessed. I love the Olympics. If y'all want to talk Olympics, hit me
your
up
gal.
on Instagram at Real Relatives.
I also really enjoy the Olympics, but yeah, I think Toast has just us beat. But okay, now we
No
can
pun.
get into the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so a quick summary of the second half of
Did you want to do the
season
spoiler warning or?
2. Oh, spoiler warning for all of season 2 of House of the Dragon.
And maybe even Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe.
And season 1.
little foreshadowing.
Everything
there.
dragon related. Spoilers.
Okay. So, in the second half of the season, it's revealed that Aegon has survived, but barely. Alicent bids to be regent, but the small council rejects it and elect Aemond instead. At Harrenhal, Daemon declares he'll reign as king once he raises an army. Rhaenyra laments lacking riders for the unclaimed dragons, so Jace suggests searching other noble houses for Valyrian descendants who could ride and fight. Aemond orders Criston to march on Harrenhal and dismisses Alicent from the small council. Meanwhile, Adam Holt is pursued by the unclaimed dragon Seasmoke, and he becomes the dragon's rider, afterwards pledging fealty to Rhaenyra. Mysaria tells Rhaenyra to search for Targaryen bastards in King's Landing as potential dragon riders. Rhaenyra then has these people smuggled into Dragonstone, resulting in men named Hugh and Ulf becoming riders to 2 unclaimed dragons. Meanwhile, Tywin Lannister successfully allies with the Triarchy. Larys convinces a crippled Aegon to flee to Braavos and wait out the war. Rhaenyra eventually declares war, and suspicious of Daemon's intentions at Harrenhal, Rhaenyra goes to confront him, but he ends up pledging fealty to her after a vision he sees. Alicent secretly travels to Dragonstone, offering to surrender King's Landing to Rhaenyra in exchange for her family's safety, and the season ends with Westeros preparing for war.
Let's go.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, no, look, it sounds when you read it like that, it's like, oh wow, okay, some stuff happened, but then
Epic.
I don't know. Well, and we'll get more into it, but I just kind of feel like it didn't feel like a lot of stuff was happening this season. It felt kind of like like they were still setting up. I remember like watching season 1 and I was like, okay, I'll give them some grace because they got to set up the story. And then season 2, episode 1, I was like, all right, now we're cooking. And then I was like, wait a minute, we might still be simmering. We're just gonna set up more story.
I agree, and I'm trying to avoid doing that thing where like where I compare it to Game of Thrones. Like, oh well, Game of Thrones is like this and how
Yeah.
But I couldn't help but think of Game of Thrones because I was like, okay, Game of Thrones, don't get me wrong, I was actually pretty bored through most of the first season of Game of Thrones, but then when it got good, and the ball just kept rolling until, the season we don't talk about. But so I think I was kind of expecting that for House of the Dragon as well, but it was just literally they were still setting up. I'm like, when's the ball going to get rolling? They would throw in some spicy things here and there, but I feel like I was let down. I feel like a lot of the internet was let down. I'm seeing similar sentiment on the webs.
It's been exposition, right? But now we know at this point we're halfway through the series, right? Because, they announced that there's going to be like
4 seasons, yeah.
And then it's going to be over. So I'm like, we're halfway through and like, what's happened really? Like a few things, but.
Yeah, like my thing is kind of like, and we'll kind of like dive deeper into kind of the season itself, but I just felt like I was like, this could have been like a really good 2-season show, but I feel like somewhere
And be done at the end of 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think like I think for me what happened probably was like HBO was like, look, we got this dragon thing. There's no way, like we need at least 4. You guys got to pump out at least 4 seasons, and so like they took maybe 2.5 seasons worth of content and stretched it out.
I can see people giving up on the show after the second season. I won't give up, but I can see a lot of drop off happening for season 3. People not watching it.
Interesting. I mean, look, to your point, I'm there for season 3. Like it's maybe the only show right now, the only scripted show that is like appointment viewing for a lot of people. Like
appointment viewing.
Yeah, like
What
it drops on Sunday at this time, and we all get together Sunday at this time and watch it. Right? Like I don't want spoilers. I don't want to miss out. I want to be involved in the conversation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you show up. So I don't know, but it feels like it still had momentum going into season 3 in terms of like fandom, and Game of Thrones has so much goodwill that I think people are gonna stick with it. But we gotta see something. You know what I mean? We gotta really see something.
They can't stop in season 3.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see some drop off.
It has
after
to.
this. Yeah. But I feel like they could have combined season 1 and 2. Like basically with all the stuff that happened, and like it would have been good actually if they had like kind of like combined the first 2 seasons.
Maybe
we need to see some fighting. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, a little bit more because look,
on,
I mean, but I do feel
dancing.
I feel that's crazy. I feel like we are poised though, right? Because like this season, like we mentioned, a couple big things did happen, right, to set the story up. So like one of them towards the end of the season was they had to figure out how are we going to get these dragons some riders. There wasn't enough Targaryens. So they had to go out and find some randos, some non-nobles to come ride these dragons. So I don't know.
Small folk.
Yeah.
I loved it. They need all the help they can get, and I feel like Rhaenyra only had 2 good ideas the whole season, and this was one of them.
Well, what was the other one?
Sending like the food and stuff to King's Landing.
Oh yeah, and that wasn't.
That
even
was
her
Massaria.
idea.
Massaria actually had. Is it Massaria? I don't know. She was the one having.
She had a lot of
good
ideas.
Good ideas.
Yeah.
That's
She's
fair.
the woman behind the woman.
She's her advisor. She's really the hand of the queen.
And the
Yeah.
master of whisperers.
True. Well, yeah, because Rhaenyra's not actually fit to lead.
Yeah.
So-
I feel like she wasn't really taught how to do this.
She's not a real leader, and so you see her, which. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of entitlement. I was going to say, which I can respect. She's trying to learn the ways at it, but I'm just like, y'all are all fools. So there's that. But yeah, I feel like this was something good that she did with the dragons. Going back to the dragons was the idea there. I was like, oh, she may actually be onto something.
Wasn't her idea.
Wait, it wasn't?
Nope.
Oh, it's her son's.
It was
right. It's Jace.
Jace's idea.
No, really?
It was Jace's idea. He was like, oh, there has to be like people like with Targaryen blood, like, somewhere in their lines, like all these noble families.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Because
And
she
then it
was
was-
like, and let like one of these whatever like ride a dragon, and he's like, it's better than dying.
But then he was acting real salty. I'm jumping ahead here, but
because Massaria was like, no, you're gonna find the Targaryen bastards in King's Landing. That's where you need to be looking for strong, like
It was
people who
because
have-
he was saying like other noble houses.
yeah, and then she was
Right.
like, no, the commoners are gonna be the
Okay.
ones who have
That
like
was
half
that was the
Targaryen
differentiation.
who
But
can ride.
for me though, I was kind of like I said, I saw that black man get a dragon, Adam with 2 D's, and I said
Adam.
yes. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm for it. Y'all convinced me. I like it. Let the people rise up, man. Let the people get some power.
And he wanted to like elevate from his position.
true.
He was
He
the one
needed
who
to
was
show
pushing
his-
his brother.
He needed to
so-
show his dad. He needed to show that deadbeat dad of his that he was worth something.
So many deadbeat daddies this season. My
But they focused on the black man though.
no, they didn't. They focused
woke.
on all of them.
Did they? What
yeah,
did-
Damon trash.
Did they
I
focus
barely
on him as a
consider.
deadbeat
Yeah, they
father,
didn't
though?
even show him as a father. I barely consider him a dad.
No, but
I
he was
forget that
actually
he has
he was actually like a decent dad in the first season. I don't know if you remember that
Was
when he
he?
was married to the black lady, he was around.
Wasn't when their mom died? Wasn't he like, this is tough, but
no,
you know,
yes,
we move.
well, up until I said I didn't say it, but up until she died,
Okay.
he was like a somewhat decent
I don't
dad to
remember. Okay.
his well, they're not really biracial, his mixed race children. And then the
Wait,
little
what?
They are. Wait, how aren't they biracial?
What's the difference between biracial and mixed?
no, y'all
Aren't they biracial?
see, because this is what Max is doing to us, but it's fine because I know we wanted black people to make,
I'm
so
saying
here we
because
go.
I think they're mostly like white.
They're mostly white,
but
they have a little drop of
yeah,
black
but that's
in them.
but that's still two
No.
races.
What are you talking about?
You're saying biracial has to be equal black and white?
That's how I've always thought of it. 50%.
No, it's just when you're two races.
We'll next episode
Sorry,
we'll bring
yeah,
on
that
an
is-
anthology.
yeah,
So
bring on a
we'll-
biracial person.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, why don't we bring on an actual scientist or someone who studies this instead of having one person speak on behalf of their speak on behalf of your people. What do you call yourself?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Anyway, so then obviously, like, as they found the commoners who had the dragons, like, Jace got upset. And I feel like rightfully so. Like, it was giving a little crybaby, but it was also but it was also like, you know, yeah, people are questioning his legitimacy already. So like the dragon did make him, you know what I'm saying, a cut above everybody else. So like if anyone, you know what I'm saying, if Ulf can get a dragon, then then what? Who's special?
Okay, but nobody's gonna be questioning your legitimacy if you're dead, right? And that's why we need
facts.
these dragons.
Facts.
So in a way, I was like, I get what you're saying. I get why you're like, I'm nervous about this. It makes me anxious, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, like y'all need something.
Do they have any more dragons? Are
They're
there any
hatchlings.
unclaimed dragons, like adults?
The wild one.
Well, the wild one.
There's the wild one, but there's no more grown dragons. All the grown dragons have riders.
It sounds
I
like
don't
they're all claimed
think
now.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so no more. There's not gonna be any more riders then.
That we know of.
Think
Right.
so.
I will say, yeah, Gene, I disagree with you because, like, when Jace was talking, I was like to his mom and complained, I was like, someone tell this little bastard to chill.
Yo, wow, that's
Chill.
hey, relax, man.
Chill. All right. And then you have Bayla, who keeps having to prop this guy up.
Love her.
I like Bayla, you know.
She's really sticking beside her man.
Bayla the bad.
Beside her cousin.
Bayla the hottie.
That's her cousin, her man. Look,
Yeah, and I'm gonna stick beside
At
him.
least they're not siblings. That's all I can say.
Facts. Who's gonna live? Who's gonna die of those three riders? Ulf, Hugh, and
Stop saying
Adam.
his name.
No, I gotta say it. Ulf.
They're setting up Ulf to die.
I don't think so though.
They're setting up Ulf to
because
die.
he's so obnoxious. Maybe
I feel like he's gonna live.
Hugh will be the one.
I feel like
who
Hugh is gonna be the
kicks the bucket.
sacrificial lamb,
You
as it
can
were.
go. He's the worst.
Why?
He a deadbeat daddy too.
No, whoa,
Is
whoa,
he?
whoa, whoa, whoa. No,
Yes.
Why?
How?
Did we watch the same show?
The one didn't wasn't he? He was
tried
trying to save his
her.
daughter.
He was trying to do.
Let me see. Let me go to my notes because I have a whole paragraph dedicated to Hugh, talking about to his wife in King's Landing. I need to do something. Why didn't you do something when your kid was dying? Okay, you were waiting on Aegon to save y'all, and the wife told Hugh to stop and that we should leave. We should go to my family over in yonder or whatever.
Sure.
And then he waited too long. Then they got trapped in King's Landing. He's holding his coughing daughter, looking, ooh, 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 ooh. It's your fault, Hugh. And then when his wife is telling him not to go and bond with this dragon, this guy is talking about, okay, I need to leave. Now you want to leave for your glory and all that stuff?
No,
Hugh,
hold
it's
on.
trash. Hugh, it's trash.
It was not.
He's
Okay,
bad dad.
see,
Like the rest of them. Toss him in the bin.
Disagree. Not fully, but like I don't think he was trash. He made a terrible decision. They should have left. he stayed in part because of pride. He wanted to be the one to like provide for his family, but he also trusted his king, which was a mistake.
But when his wife kept pushing him to go, he would not leave.
Question.
He's not listening to his wife.
Sorry, did he ask?
Now his baby did.
Did she ask to leave before they closed the gates?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
She was
But
pushing
I
him
didn't-
to
Hold
go.
on, but she wasn't listening to him either. She happened to be right, but they just had a disagreement. That doesn't make him a deadbeat dad. He was trying to provide for his daughter.
You said, I guess we're talking about dad. You said deadbeat dad specifically.
He made a bad choice. But then when he left to go ride the dragon, well, look, his family, if he lives, his family will be royalty, or not royal. I don't know. They'll be nobles.
So he a deadbeat husband too.
Well, I don't know. Well, his daughter's dead now. So.
Yeah.
Well, his wife will be a noble.
Well, his wife said she didn't care about being a noble, and guess what he did? He still left to go and ride the dragon. He was trash.
That I can see that, right? Because when she was like, "What? Like, why are you doing this?" And he was like, "We just need." I was like,
No, he left out of grief.
No, even if you want to make the and we're talking about Hugh a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
But even if you want to make the excuse, Gene, that Hugh, okay, his wife happened to be right that first time around.
Mm-hmm.
You think his attitude might change and he would listen to his wife the second time around, but he still proceeded to not do that because he sucks.
I mean,
I was hoping Sea Smoke was going to turn him into a snack.
He's a medieval man. What you can't. I don't know. I'm not. I guess I'm not expecting a lot from him. And for a medieval man, he's actually doing quite well. But I knew he was not gonna die because they focused on him too much in the.
Yeah. They set it up like we knew
season.
who the writers were going to be, except
After
for
a certain point.
except for Adam.
Oh
Yeah, that was a
surprise.
surprise. I think some people might have thought it was like going to be his brother or something.
Alan with a Y.
Yeah, but it ended up being.
They go crazy in these
Alan
names.
wants nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I love when he told Corliss.
Of course you did.
Off. I
Because
loved
you love a
it.
petty moment.
I loved it. It wasn't even a petty moment. It wasn't pettiness. It was just like,
It was facts.
yeah, these are facts, and I need to air out my grievances because you're acting. Because Corliss was acting like he wasn't doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
So he got
Again, another medieval man. Apologies are not on their repertoire.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why he got total.
So obviously there was that. There was the non-noble dragon riders, the, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And then the other, I feel like, really big thing that happened was, so Aegon got cooked. And then Aemond was voted Prince Regent. And the guy just proceeded to abuse his power from the very beginning. Kicked Alicent out of the small council, which I was looking at that, and honestly, I was just like, I don't know if you guys have, like, remember growing up, like, were friends with people who were bullied, or if you were bullied yourselves. I hope not. Were you guys bullied?
I think maybe in preschool. I remember
Preschool,
Sorry.
please.
That's not
Penny,
funny,
be
but
quiet.
I don't know.
I threw a toy boat at a little
she
boy's
was the
head.
bully.
You were the bully.
Yes.
Oh,
that,
I said,
yeah.
were you bullied?
You said, or were you the? Oh
No, I didn't say that.
Sorry,
Good. You've exposed yourself now. You've exposed yourself now.
I remember that story about you throwing the metal truck at the kid's head or the
I don't
boat.
think it
The
was
boat.
metal. I don't
Sorry,
think it was metal.
the plastic
I think it
boat.
She
was
said titanium.
But I did throw the pointy end.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
even know why I did it.
Because
So
you were
you-
trying to defend someone.
Yeah, but it was like irrational.
What about you, Toast? Were you bullied?
I mean, not in the
Like light bullying, not serious
yeah,
stuff.
not anything that I'm like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
hated, school and things like that. I know people have had it like bad. It wasn't anything like that. No.
Yeah. So I feel like I was made fun of a little bit, but I wasn't like bullied. But there was a kid, just call him John Carpenter, that I went to school
That's his
with.
name. That's too specific. That's his
specific.
actual legal name.
All names were changed to hide the identities of. So John was bullied. He was made fun of a lot in school, but I remember I always try to be nice to him. I think I'm a kind-hearted guy. That's one. But for two, I wanted to be safe, and I knew that whenever he
Oh my
whenever he
gosh.
came into school, he was going to skip over me. But look, there was one day we were in the lunch line, and I see him. His face is red. Guy's been crying.
Aww.
And I said, "Oh my gosh, dude, John, are you okay?" And he swung at me. He punched me in the lip.
Hey, whoa. Okay.
Not what I was expecting.
It wasn't what I was
Okay,
expecting
indeed.
either. He punched me in the lip, and a teacher sent us both to ISS, in school suspension.
Both.
Facts. We had to write down what happened. I could not
we're
protest
black.
fast enough. I was like, "Look, I didn't do anything." It took me half a day to get out of there and back into class, and then he had to spend, I think, the next couple of days there or whatever. But he eventually apologized to me later, and I understood that like what happened was basically he was being bullied. He was bullied all the time, and on that specific day, he lashed out at the person who was probably like closest to him at school. And I feel like that's very much what happened with Aemond, like where this guy is still acting out from being bullied as a child, and the people he's punishing are the people he's closest to. That's why Alicent got kicked out of that small council.
After you were telling the story, I forgot we were here to talk about Game of Thrones.
You thought we were
I was
just in
really
therapy.
invested in
You
the
thought
story
You were
with John.
recording a podcast. Anyway, no,
No, I'm not
So
going to
I
shade
think-
you. I like the story.
No, I truly
No, we
forgot
got
where
deep.
I was.
Yeah, we got deep. We'll do therapy afterwards. A little family
Yeah,
therapy.
no, that's incorrect. I think that Aemon's on a power trip. He's never been able to experience power, especially in his most vulnerable moments when he was being bullied or whatever, picked on, and so now he's like, I have an inch and I'm taking it a mile. I feel like is what he's doing here.
I think it's a manifestation of his hurt. Like he built this
Sure.
character around himself, and the character's a very evil person.
Yeah, I just also, I felt like Alicent had a very good quote in that moment. She was like, have the indignities of your childhood not yet been sufficiently avenged?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
felt like that just summed everything up
Yep.
perfectly. It's like, how long are you going to hold on to
Yep.
this
Yep.
Yeah.
and act like this? So that's one thing. But then I also just kind of have like a problem in general when people take the things that people have done to them and they spread that chaos to everyone. Because it wasn't like he was just, beefing with his family and all this stuff was happening. He also was screwing over the small folk.
Yeah,
and
no,
the
he
people
scorched
in
that
King's-
town.
Yeah, and he scorched
For
the
what?
town and all that stuff. And I just, when people act like that, I understand having a chip on your shoulder. You want to, prove yourself or get even or whatever it is, but make sure it's direct.
Yeah.
I don't like it when it trickles onto other people who have nothing to do with it, and that's why I'm like, Amen. You gotta,
you gotta chill,
he's gonna
bro.
Die anyway.
Like he
apparently,
literally
so.
already killed his cousin. Or what is that whole family tree?
Yeah. No, the family tree is getting twisty, bro. The branches are everywhere.
He killed his close relative. Like he killed him.
He tried to kill his brother.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are you doing here, buddy? He doesn't even know. He's so just
he needs to.
Can y'all imagine though?
upset.
Because this guy is now leader of the kingdom, and I just imagine having a leader of your country or your nation who's emotionally immature and can't control their emotion. You know what I mean? I can't even imagine. So this is all going on the Team Green side, which I found to be vastly more interesting than everything going on with Team Black.
Yeah,
Team
we love
Black
the
is low-key
ratchet
a little
side
boring,
of the
right?
family. We love the ratchet side.
I mean, but who are y'all rooting for? Whose team are we on?
I think everyone's Team Black.
they haven't really set it up for us to root for Team Green.
Yeah,
they all
I-
are kind of garbage.
I can't imagine anyone that's rooting for Team Green.
Even
there's-
Alicent?
Allison, what? Root for Allison?
Oh, it's crazy.
Every time
arguably be the worst
Allison
one.
moves an inch forward, she moves about 20 miles back. After they she was talking to her daughter after the small folk mobbed them at the church. When I was like, I don't know why you're out there anyway. You should have gone to bedside Baptist. You have no business being in these streets. But she was telling her daughter basically they hate us because they ain't us, and that is and that is not why these people were pissed off. And I'm like, you suck. You're a bad mama, bad dads, bad moms.
But what do you expect these people? Sorry, I'm not trying to make excuses for them, but I'm just kind
But
of
you, as you start to make
I
an
know,
excuse.
I know. But it's just these people are raised to believe that they're better than
Yeah.
other humans. That's how
Allison
all these people.
was a common folk. Okay, she done forgot her roots.
No, she wasn't. She's a lady. She's nobility.
Yeah, she was she was still nobility. She just
Yeah.
wasn't a royal.
She wasn't as noble as these people.
I mean, yeah, she wasn't a royal. I mean, she has been now for most of her life, I guess, at this point. But
Yeah, no, anyway.
Who do y'all
Trash.
feel like is who's winning the war? Who's waging the war better? Team Green or Team Black? Who's up?
I feel like Team Black is waging the war better, and I think
Really?
yeah, they're starting to at least because basically all Team Green is using is brute force. All you hear is Vhagar is this
Yeah.
big dragon. That's all they have.
Yeah.
But now I think that an interesting thing that they were highlighting this season is the women fight different. And now we're seeing that Team Black has become more strategic with their approach to war versus the brute force that the boys are using. The women's You got Rhaenyra, and then whatever her little whisperers, Mysaria person. They're starting to like play a little more sneaky, a little smarter.
Yeah, I mean, I feel so. Actually, I would say at the beginning of the season that Team Green was probably like waging the war better, but now I feel
because they had the army, like they had the military,
the military, and then they had like and Aemon's actually like pretty strategic, and he's like smart, you know. And calculated and stuff. Even Alicent, you know, I think over time she's learned how to like rule, right? She did it when Viserys was slowly dying. But now the tides have shifted. What's the saying? I don't know.
Tides have turned.
The tides have turned.
how the turntables turn, yeah.
And I think now, like, you know, Rhaenyra has Mysaria on her side, and she's obviously very smart, very strategic. And actually Jace, I think, is like very
Jace is
like,
picking some
smart.
up. You know what I'm saying?
He's given like very good idea, like the whole dragon, like non, you know, like fully Targaryen people or whatever. That was his idea, and then also he was doing some negotiating because he was trading
my man was
troops
out there
for Harrenhal.
When
he went to go see what's their faces. And you know, he's out here. He has good ideas. Like he's thinking ahead. Like you know, he's talking to his mom, whatever.
See. It's not all about
he's doing
your dragon. It's not all about your lineage.
I was like, you're a good heir to the throne. You actually like, you know, have common sense. But anyway.
I feel like the little spreading rumors and the sending the food and stuff, that was you know what I'm saying, those were chess moves, whatever. Mm-hmm. I feel like Team Green is playing checkers, Team Black is playing chess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, but you also ultimately need a military to win. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, hey, if you're strategic enough, maybe not. The who?
The Greybeards.
The Starks men. From the north.
Fight hard. From the Northerners. I love that guy's accent.
Yeah, no, you really do. So what do we think is going to happen with the rest of, you know, so there's 2 seasons left. What are our predictions for the rest of the show?
The rest of the show?
Or next season?
Okay.
Think big. You got to think big.
Think big, B.
I don't know, because I feel like you guys, we were talking about the new dragon riders and like kind of who, I guess we already said who we thought would die and stuff. But I think
for the dragon riders.
Yeah, for the dragon riders.
I'm more interested in like, because I think we'll see what happens to them, but like with our core characters, right? Like Rhaenyra and Alicent are kind of like at the center of the story. What's going to happen with them at the end? Like at the end of the season, Alicent was like, all right, I'm willing to trade in my son, probably both sons, for the rest of my family, and so I could just go live a peaceful life.
Bad mama.
I mean,
she just.
I feel like she is being very honest and wanting to, like, you know, switch up her sons for her freedom, but she doesn't even know what's going on.
No facts.
Because
one son is gone.
Yeah, the son who's supposed to be delivered on a silver platter has escaped from King's Landing. Like I think her intention is actually to help and be done and maybe take her daughter, Bounce, find her dad, but that's gonna get messed up because she doesn't realize that Aegon has left.
What's gonna happen with Aegon and Larys? By the way, because that guy, by the way, the actor is tremendous. He plays creepy very well, and I'm worried that he's going to be doing some creepy stuff to Aegon.
Why is your mind?
Nah, because wasn't he masturbating at Alicent's feet?
He was, but
you don't think Aegon has feet?
Anyway,
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, look, Helena clearly is correct about everything, and she was like, "Yeah, he's going to be king again." How long that's going to be? What that's going to look like, I don't know. But clearly he's going to come back and be a player in the game somehow.
Yeah. And any predictions for Aemond?
So I'm kind of trying to figure out if Aemond plays any role, like, later on in the Game of Thrones series. I feel like he could be the Night King. But if not the Night King, then maybe one of the generals. Because I remember the general had, like, long, flowy hair.
Did he have an eye patch, though?
No. That's fair. But they were like skeletons. Yeah. I don't know. Skeletons.
Wait, did he have eye patches?
I don't think any of them had eye patches.
This is
maybe
based on Daemon's vision and Helena's prophecy thingy.
Yeah.
But
so he may play a part in that.
I mean, maybe he got like revitalized after he died. I don't know.
So y'all know how it goes? Y'all know how people become Nightwalkers?
We're just making predictions, you little hater.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, look. like you guys said, I really hope they get to cooking with grease in season 3. They need to turn up the heat. I'm gonna make a lot of fire-based jokes. And so we look forward to that. I think we'll all watch and we'll see.
Oh, one more thing. Sorry. I also feel like the eggs that they gave Rhaena at the very beginning of the season were the eggs that become like Daenerys Targaryen's eggs later on that hatch.
They don't hatch?
Because there were 3 of them.
Yeah.
And they were all similar colors to the ones. Yeah.
You
so
remember the colors?
There was a yellow one?
There was like a green one, a red
both of
one.
y'all remember the colors?
The green, yellow, and red?
Yeah.
Those are the colors of Daenerys' dragons.
Yeah, I think that those eggs become Daenerys'.
I'm honestly baffled that y'all remember the colors. But good for y'all.
And shout out to Rhaena with the wild dragon. I'm glad she found it.
Yeah,
Girl,
she was
I was
out
looking
there
at her.
looking
I said, give
rough.
up.
Yeah.
I honestly think she might be the only one who's actually truly worthy of being a dragon rider.
That's fair. She had to
doesn't
fight
seem
for it.
corrupted.
No, she had to fight
fought
for it.
for it. It's not even corruption or whatever. She just fought for what she wanted. So she has the heart of an Olympian, gold medalist.
Not this again.
Give her dragon.
Okay.
I would like to say that the White Walker General does not have an eye patch.
I don't care about the eye patch. I'm
Sorry.
talking about the hair.
Okay. All right. Well,
Thank you for the research. I had a quick Missaria, Rhaenyra, Daemon, throuple. I don't know. But look, here's where we're going to go. I want to go into the wild card. I think the craziest thing that happened this season was obviously with the dragons. If you had a little bit of Targaryen blood in you, if you had a little bit of blonde in your hair, you were invited to come on over to Dragon Point and come to dragon tryouts. Tosin, you got some blonde in your hair right now.
That's right.
If you were told, hey,
it's a honey blonde. My braids are. Anyway.
It's crazy. Let her identify how she wants to identify.
Yeah.
Would you show up at dragon tryouts?
Hell no.
Absolutely not. You know
Those dragons look like their breath stink. When Vhagar or Behemoth, whatever.
What are you saying?
Veramoth.
Thank you. Was breathing up in their faces. That breath alone I would have left the dragon's den even before he had time to toast me.
Where's it, Vermithor?
Those things look like they stink. But if Sea Smoke were to come and find me like he did for Adam, we'd be buddies. I'd bond with Sea Smoke.
Why is this one's name now Adam?
What about you, Penny? Are you showing up at dragon tryouts?
It's a no for me. I don't even think I could ride the dragon. Like, what? Once they choose me, then what? What am I gonna do? You want me to get on that thing and hang? How?
And ride the dragon.
How? No, that seems scary.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the point.
It seems scary.
Come on, be
Gene,
brave.
we already know your answer. You go into those tryouts.
No, okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Pre-kids, I might have to show up.
So my sister's not enough?
She would be in first in line. What are you talking about? She's first in line.
That's true.
Doesn't matter Targaryen or not. She said, I'm just gonna hypnotize the thing with my eyes. Like, it doesn't matter.
That's fair. That's fair.
But post kids, I gotta stick around for the kiddos.
So
she might still
I
go.
don't think Jean would go. Nah. It's
I
cap.
think Gene would go.
It's cap.
Because
you
the
question
kids
my
and
bravery?
everything, but you have a lot of pride.
You think me a coward?
It's not even about being a coward. I think you're like, this doesn't make sense.
Gene would go. He has pride.
The good kind, not the bad kind.
I don't know.
Do I have a lot of pride? Look,
Sorry.
I'm actually getting sick of you.
That's
Penny.
an off question. Sorry.
Anyway,
Going, but Penny and I are hanging back. But Sea Smoke, come find me.
See you in the sky.
all right, ladies, we have binged. Let's move on to the banter. So the Emmys are upon us. I think Emmys are going to be on September 16th. Probably not right. Maybe around that time.
Maybe 15th.
15th. Who knows? But Emmy nominations are out, and we thought it would be fun to go through some of the categories. Obviously, don't have time for all of them, and just give our opinions. So I think we will start with Best Drama. The shows nominated this year for Best Drama are The Crown, Fallout, and Prime Video. The Crown is on Netflix. The Gilded Age on Max. The Morning Show on Apple TV+. Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Prime. Shogun on FX. Slow Horses on Apple TV. And Three Body Problem on Netflix. Penny, let's start with you as our resident expert. I don't know why, but go ahead and give us your Emmy predictions.
So what I think will win which this one's kind of this category is tricky, but I think Shogun. What I want to win, I'll say Fallout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tosin, what about you?
I'm similar to Penny as well. I think they're gonna give it to Shogun, but my heart is with Fallout. It's a better show.
They love Shogun.
Yeah,
They love it.
but Fallout was actually really good. Maybe a little underappreciated too. Underappreciated.
I think it was. I also think Shogun will win. I also think it should win. I don't know about want it to win, but I think I enjoyed Fallout 2, but I'm just going Shogun.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I would say the acting on Shogun, I thought was I'll say this. I thought the best acting across both shows happened in Shogun. And that was for the character of Mariko. I thought Anna Sawai was amazing. And her scenes, like the scenes, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but like the scenes, especially towards the end of the show for her, were like really impactful. And I don't know, it put the show over the top for me.
No, it's that technical stuff I don't catch.
I will say though, like, I know we're only going based off of like the most recent like seasons, but if we're being on Slow Horses is a great show. I just feel like the first.
Oh, shout out to Slow Horses! Yeah,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith was interesting enough too. But anyway, I want to say I love Slow Horses. The first season was phenomenal.
Yeah, we just like stumbled upon it,
recipes.
and it was a gem for us.
Yep.
I don't think Tosin's seen it, but Penny and I love
Nope.
it.
One day.
Best comedy. The nominees for best comedy this year are Abbott Elementary on ABC, The Bear on FX, Curb Your Enthusiasm on Max, Hacks also on Max, Only Murders in the Building on Hulu, Palm Royale on Apple TV Plus, Reservation Dogs on FX, and What We Do in the Shadows on FX. Let's switch it up this time. Tosin, give us your predictions.
Yeah, so for the comedy series, I have only seen 2 of these shows, and that's Abbott. Actually, no, I've seen Only Murders in the Building as well, and Reservation Dogs, but I didn't finish Reservation Dogs or Only Murders in the Building, so I'm going to go with Abbott because it's hilarious, it's great, the kids are really cute, it's a fun show, and yeah, Black people, so let's go.
Penny?
I will also say, yeah, out of all the categories we're doing, comedy like series are the things I've seen the least of. What I think will win, Curb Your Enthusiasm. But what I think of all these things based on what I know of them, Abbott, because again, hilarious.
Interesting.
Have you seen Curb Your Enthusiasm? Is that something that you watch?
I haven't seen Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay. I also haven't seen Curb. I know it did its last season, although Larry David apparently called a couple seasons the last season, but I think this is actually the real last season. So, but the Bear season 2, everyone was just like fawning over, and like they were head over heels over the Bear season 2. Now, whether or not it's a comedy, people will debate, but I think it's going to win the Emmy for best comedy.
Which is fair. I think that's,
No, I think
no. I'm
get
saying
up off the comedy series list this season.
I'm saying his prediction is fair to me. Like I said, Curb, but I could see the Bear like taking it too.
That said, I would love to see a win for Abbott. It's a great show. It's actually funny.
It's actually funny.
Yeah, but the Bear has funny moments, but Abbott is a out and out comedy, and I think they do what they do very well.
Also, the Bear just wasn't funny this season. They had,
but it's for season 2. We're talking about season 2 of the Bear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Weird Emmy schedule, but yeah, season 2 is what qualified.
Thank you. Okay, still Team Abbott.
Fair enough. Going into best limited or anthology series, the nominees are Baby Reindeer, Netflix, Fargo at FX, Lessons in Chemistry, Apple TV, Ripley, Netflix, and True Detective Night Country on Max. I will go first, but I will say, Penny, you said that comedy was the category where you'd seen the least, and that was surprising to me because I have not really seen any of these shows on limited or anthology, and I didn't know that you had either. But
no, you're right.
Okay. I will say though, from what I have seen, which is I've seen part of Baby Reindeer, and I think Baby Reindeer is going to win this year, so that is my probably will win. The only other show I watched was True Detective Night Country. I found Baby Reindeer to be a little bit more weird and interesting than True Detective. So I'm going with Baby Reindeer.
Toast, you want to go?
Yeah. I don't have anything intricate for this. I'm also team Baby Reindeer. I didn't get through the whole thing of Baby Reindeer, but from what I saw, it was interesting. And I haven't seen any of these other shows, so Baby Reindeer.
I will just say before you go, Penny, Tosin is the one holding us back from watching Baby Reindeer.
Yeah, I told y'all to keep watching it without me. I just
And yet we
didn't
started
like the
it
trigger
together.
warning at the beginning of that episode.
Yeah,
That's
Gene
fair.
is very big on like together watching things.
Y'all can finish that episode and tell me what happens, and then I'll watch the rest of it with y'all.
A fair compromise.
Yeah.
It's been so long, I don't even know. But
She's stalking him. That's all you
I
gotta know.
think that what will win, it's not super strong opinions, but I think what will win will be Fargo. And what should win is Baby Reindeer. I don't have faith in the academies. Maybe I shouldn't say that. That might not be good for my personal publicity. But
Penny's a stalk.
don't have a lot of faith in them, which is why I picked my picks. But anyway, y'all know.
I heard it was a good
life.
season of Fargo, though. So, you know.
Wasn't Fargo like that movie with Ben Affleck years ago?
Argo.
Fargo?
Argo.
She said, "What are y'all saying the same thing?"
Here's the thing, though.
Okay.
It was a movie a long time ago, so I was like, oh, she actually
Yeah,
said,
I
you know
was
about
like,
a Coen Brothers movie? I was surprised. And then she said Ben Affleck. I said, it's starting to make
Okay,
sense.
don't try and act like y'all are so cultured.
Argo
More
is an
cultured
interesting
than me.
movie.
Argo was,
I had to
Argo
watch
was
for a
good.
class in college. I enjoyed it.
Whatever.
Now for my personal favorite category that we are going to cover is the best animated program.
Pew, 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 pew.
And the nominees, so this was actually, I think, they put up episodes as opposed to the entire series, but I'm just going to go based on series. And the nominees were Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix, Bob's Burgers on Fox, Scavenger's Reign on Max, The Simpsons on Fox, and X-Men 97 on Disney. Tosin, let's start with you. I think I know what you're going to vote for, but go ahead.
Why? Start with Penny. She's not into animated stuff.
Fine. Penny,
Yeah,
you
I can go
first.
first because
Yeah.
I don't. Blue Eyed. I haven't seen Blue Eyed Samurai. I said it right, yeah.
No, Blue Eye Samurai.
Blue Eyed Samurai.
I was going to let it slide.
Oh, I thought it was blue-eyed too.
I've seen the other ones actually, which is funny because I don't watch a lot of anime stuff. But I would think I'll just pick X-Men 97. Oh, I haven't seen Scavenger's Reign, but I pick X-Men 97. Yeah.
All right. That was
And
strong.
that's why I wanted to go
A
first.
resounding.
Bob's Burgers and The Simpsons. No, I'm not into those shows. Whatever. Can't speak on the other two.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So for
Great.
me, I think that Blue Eye Samurai should win. But I have a feeling it's going to go to X-Men 97 because it got so much hype. But I just feel like X-Men 97 was not a great entry point for people who are not familiar with the previous X-Men animated series from this, particular line.
Fair.
It just was not a good entry point. And I was just like lost a lot of the time. So, but I think it's going to go to X-Men 97, but I hope it's going to be Blue Eye Samurai.
In fairness, you are also just generally lost a lot of the time.
Oh,
Anyway.
Spicy.
I will say,
Just jealous.
of what? Okay, I think what will win. So y'all didn't watch Scavenger's Reign. I did,
I wanna check that
and
out.
it was like an incredibly artistic show.
Oh, never mind.
So you've seen all these,
huh?
Gene. You've seen all of them, Gene.
I've seen Bob's Burgers. I don't watch Bob's Burgers,
But you've seen it.
sure, yeah. Scavenger's Reign, I think, will win because it was kind of very much like high art.
Oh, this show.
Interesting, like world building, da 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 da. It was not necessarily like the most fun show until the end. Like it got cooking towards the end, but everyone was talking about how beautiful it was and how like artistic and da 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 da. So I think that's gonna win. What I think should win, I'm 50-50 split between Blue Eye Samurai and X-Men 97. As someone who had watched the original X-Men cartoon, I loved X-Men 97. I thought it was fantastic. And then Blue Eye Samurai was just like,
It was good.
it was amazing.
It was really good.
So I would be good with, honestly, either of those two. Scavenger's Reign also, I'm not a huge Bob's Burger or Simpsons guy, and they've been on forever. So let somebody else
watch this samurai
get a
show
little
because
chance.
y'all hyped it.
No, it's actually fantastic.
I'm willing.
I told you with
I will.
Arcane.
True.
Wrong, girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, so everyone, that has been our show. That's been our banter. I guess we will see who's right about the Emmys. Thank you all for listening, as always. Any final thoughts?
No. Oh, wait, the Olympics.
Yeah. I was like, come on, you're not going to miss another chance to plug.
I love the Olympics so much. And when it comes here in 2028 to the US of A, LA, I'm in that thing, baby.
Shout out Sydney. Shout out Simone.
Yes.
Shout out Steve. I guess if your name starts with an S, you're bound to be great.
Oh,
And
wow.
Noah
Facts.
Lyles. Shout out to him.
And shout out Noah.
Y'all saw he had COVID when he ran the 200?
And he
got
still
third.
medaled. So
Yeah.
what does that say about the rest of us?
The rest of y'all. I'm training for 2028.
Anyway, have a blessed week, everyone. Day, whatever.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No snacks of the week today from Producer E.
Producer,
but-
you had popcorn. If any that inspires anybody.
But he ate it pretty fast. All right, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Real Relatives. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please take a moment to leave a review, rate us, subscribe, and share our podcast with your people. We're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and whatever platform you enjoy listening to podcasts on. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X, at Real Relatives. That's REEL, Relatives, to stay updated on new episodes, vote on polls, because, side note, Gene loves a good IG story poll, and just share your thoughts with us. We really mean it when we say we want to hear from you. Make sure to tune in again in 2 weeks for more banter on TV and movies with the Relatives. Until then, take care and happy watching.